Welcome to the Promised Land. This anime has a lot of information in it, so as usual we consult the holy whiteboard of knowledge. There's this orphanage in Epstein Island, or is it an orphanage, where they raise kids to become livestock, and they have number codes around their necks to track them, and they make them do some tests to determine the smartest one and sell them for a high price to these Jeffrey Epstein monsters who eat brains because they are dumb. Now, on to the characters. Emma Watson, a smart and athletic girl who is one of the eldest kids in the house, along with Norman Osborn, a highly intelligent but fairly athletic kid who's calm and cool, and Ray, also a smart kid. You can basically compare him to Norman. And these three are the oldest kids in the orphanage. And the last character is the MILF, Isabella, who is the caretaker of the house, and she really is a MILF, so we'll just call her that. Basically, these three are the only relevant characters in the story, so let's just call them the three idiots. No, not idiots, they're fucking smart as fuck. Maybe smarter than I am. How about the three amigos? Now, on to the anime. It starts off with the three kids talking about going outside and what they will do once they get out, and wonders why their mama is trying to keep them away from the gate. Many years pass and they grew up to be annoying little kids.
Foreshadowing, everybody! It's almost like he knew this was gonna happen. Who would have thought?
Then they do some geometry exam by scanning some barcode shit. And to no surprise, the MILF announced that Emma, Norman, and Ray got the highest score. No shit, dog. They are literally the oldest kids in the house and the other students are literally toddlers. Anyway, Obama challenges Norman to a tag and he accepts it. And they play some tag and we skip that shit to keep the video short, but the tag game will be relevant later on. The kids then gather for supper because the day this bitch is going to be adopted has finally come. She says goodbye to everyone.
Bye, have a beautiful time.
But Emma saw her bunny being left behind and she tries to catch up with them along with Norman in order to give the bunny back. And then they had a Logan Paul moment and saw her dead body.
I really hate to say this. I think there's someone hanging right there.
They quickly hide under the truck to avoid being spotted by Jeffrey Epstein. Then his pedophile senses tingles and finds the bunny underneath the truck. But luckily, Norman and Emma escape. And Emma said, "So we are in a farm being raised to become high quality meat, huh?" Yeah, we're basically in Epstein Island. Then the pair goes home and plans to escape. And Emma wants to bring all of them kids.
How do I reach these kids?
Which is a huge trouble. Hey, listen, if you want to live, don't bring in too many kids, man. Like, what the fuck? They're just going to slow you down. Moving on, the MILF finds out that they've sneaked in because of the rabbit.
What's up, Doc?
The next day comes. Emma and Norman are planning an escape route towards the forest, where they plan to climb up this wall. Then they head back to the house and this kid was like, "Hey bitch, the other bitch got lost in the forest while we were playing." Then the MILF flexes her watch and finds the lost kid.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Emma and Norman quickly decipher that it wasn't a watch and it's a tracking device. The pair plans to get some rope in order to climb the wall. Emma emotes on the wall and suddenly the MILF stares at her like, "What the fuck are you doing?" But she bullshits her way out by saying, "I miss the little bitch, mama. And she said she wants to be a bitch like you." Then Ray calls them for dinner. Norman and Emma goes down and mama was like, "Did you go through the gate yesterday?" "No."
Obvious lie.
"Because you said it's against the rules." Then the pair proceeds to steal some goods to prepare for the escape. Ray finds them and the pair explain to him the situation. And he said, "Okay, we can escape as long as we don't bring those dumbass children." Then the three temporarily agreed about the escape plan. They head home and the MILF introduced another bitch in the house, and it's Serena Williams. Emma, Norman, and Ray planned on how to get rid of the tracker in their body. Meanwhile, the MILF also explains to Serena Williams that there are two children that knows about the secret of the house. But Serena Williams is also planning a coup d'etat to overthrow the old regime.
I would like to be a terrorist.
Emma was helping to change the baby's diaper and she spotted the tracker in the ear. Then she explains it to Norman and Ray. Then they play tag the next day in order to train the dumbass's stamina for the great escape. Serena Williams joins the tag and obliterates everyone.
I'm fast as fuck, boy.
She manages to find Emma and says, "You've seen what happened in the gate, right? Don't worry, I'm also planning to overthrow the old regime, and I'm on your side. Serena Williams fails to catch Norman and Ray and was overwhelmed by Norman's Sigma male aura. The three wondered why Serena Williams haven't touched them, and Ray quickly deduced that there is a snitch among us. The MILF calls Serena Williams and tells her, just follow my orders and be a good dog.
Remy, come. Remy, sit. Speak.
Cause one day your time to become a MILF will come. Then Serena Williams rages and swears that she will overthrow the old regime. The next day comes and the same shit happens, and they play group tag this time. Emma, Norman, and Ray are planning to tell Four Eyes and Obama about the plan. Norman tells Four Eyes that the rope is above the toilet and tells Obama that the rope is under his bed in order to find out who the sassy baka is. Later that night, Four Eyes was called by Serena Williams and she denies that she knows about the escape plan.
Me? Just hanging around.
Meanwhile, someone slipped a love letter onto the MILF's room to sabotage the plan. Norman tells Emma that someone close to them might be the imposter, and Emma replies,
連れてく。だって私たちが逃げたらその子の命が保証されるとは限らないもの。
Dude, being so naive will get you killed one day. Anyway, the next day comes and Norman checks the rope above the toilet and it's still there. Then he checks under his bed and the rope is gone. Then Ray said, well, Obama is the sassy baka after all. You're the sassy baka.
You serious?
Norman explained that he set up 3 traps.
You triggered my trap!
One for Obama and Four Eyes and then him. And he took the bait of telling Mama that there is a rope under his bed. And through the process of elimination, he was able to guess that he's the imposter. Then Ray tells him that he's been the MILF spy for a long time and tells her all about their plans. But Norman quickly deduced that he's not bad because he was the one who left the rabbit into the table so that him and Emma can know the truth. And Ray confesses that he did that so that the both of them can escape, and he's willing to sacrifice himself for the greater good. But Norman makes a deal to Ray to become his spy for the MILF and join them for the great escape. Ray agrees and they tell Emma about the new plan. The kids then set up a meeting and Emma set up a theory about the MILF disappearing and theorized that there is a room hidden between her bedroom and the toilet. Then Obama and Four Eyes goes inside to investigate. Then the 3 amigos goes to the library and investigate some books created by this guy, William Minerva, that contains Morse codes in it, telling them to escape the farm. Meanwhile, Obama and Four Eyes sneaks into the secret sex dungeon inside the MILF's room and finds out the valuable sex toys left by the kids being sold. And they learn that the kids being sold are dead and they felt being lied by the 3 amigos. Obama confronts the 3 amigos and they tell him the truth about the farm and how all the kids are dead once they pass through the gates of hell. Obama punches Norman and Ray and have this emotional moment which is gay as fuck. We cut to Ray the next morning, lying to the MILF about having a fight with Norman.
Why the fuck you lying?
And how he's trying to kill her by gathering useless materials to prepare for the great escape. Emma, Norman, Obama, and Four Eyes are also strategizing in the forest, but Serena Williams was spying on them and recruits the gang to join forces for the coup d'etat. Serena Williams explains to the gang that she wants to be the new MILF of the farm and wants to help them in their great escape. Norman agrees and she wants to meet in her room tonight for further information. Emma and Norman proceed to Serena Williams' room and ask some questions about the farm, tracking device, the outside world, other things, yada yada yada, and Serena Williams answers all of their questions and says, I know that you know on how to destroy the tracking device. At least learn how to act shocked, man. On the other hand, Ray received his last gift and it's a camera, and the MILF said that it's time for the next shipment. Ray took some pictures, then Emma and Norman updates Ray about the situation and Serena Williams know that they know on how to destroy the tracking device. Ray wants to move the great escape date and gives the camera to Norman. Serena Williams investigates the boys' room to find their used underwear and runs back to her room to play with herself. And runs back to her room with the evidence. Then the MILF knocks and gives her a eviction letter because she is being promoted to become a new MILF in the other farm. Serena Williams gives back the note to Big Mom and she said that she's being a hindrance to the MILF's farm. And then she was cucked by the Jeffrey Epstein monster. RIP. Ray proceeds to distract the MILF, but she knows that Ray is an imposter and locks him in the tower. As the MILF proceeds to catch Emma and Norman, Obama rushes to save Ray and they run to save Emma and Norman. But the MILF catches the two and convinces them to surrender, but they never give up. Then she breaks Emma's scare the kids and tell them that she is the real deal, and tells Norman that he's next for the black market sale. The three amigos plans a new strategy for a different escape route on Norman before being sold to Jeffrey Epstein tomorrow. Then Ray gives him the taser to break his tracker. Then Norman asks, "Hey, how the fuck did you find out the secret of this house?" And Ray explains that he gained consciousness since he was a fetus from inside the womb of his mother and coming out of her pussy. Okay, that's bullshit, dog. I understand that it's an anime, but come on, man. Anyway, Norman uses the rope and swings past to the wall. The sun comes down and Mama expects him to come back. Ray says, "Why didn't you escape, you fucking pussy? There's a giant cliff down there, bigger than your mom's pussy." Then he explains that the orphanage shape is a hexagon, and the only way out is through the gate. He then hugs Emma and Ray and gives back the taser. Then Ray noticed that Norman has no plans of escaping since from the beginning, and Norman replied that they will only tighten the security if he escapes. He proceeds to pack his things and says goodbye to everyone. Emma rushes to destroy the tracker in Norman's ear, and he dodges Emma like an e-girl. And the MILF said, "Don't fuck this up or I'll kill you, thought." And they leave and he proceeds to go into this room. Emma and Ray are depressed. Then the MILF talked to Emma and said, "Just give up and become a mama like me. I'm smart, beautiful, talented, and a human trafficker." 2 months passed and the next shipment comes and it's Ray. Emma approached Ray and Ray said, "You didn't give up, did you?" Emma smirks and explains the plan that they can escape tomorrow after Ray's birthday. But Ray is planning to set himself on fire and he burns.
Oh, that's hot.
The MILF rushes to save the burning meat and plans to save the brain, but they fuck up the fire extinguisher and the sprinklers. She tells everyone to get the fuck out and everybody was already gone. And she saw Emma's ear left behind. Then we cut back earlier where Emma catched the match. That rhymed. Now, I should be a rapper. And Emma explains that Norman knew that Ray was going to set himself on fire in order to save them all. And he wrote all of his plans and gave it to Emma before he got yeeted out, including the gift he received from Serena Williams. Then Emma and Norman told all the other kids about the orphanage secret, and they were eavesdropping when Emma and Norman were talking to Serena Williams, and she was pretending to give up in order for the MILF not to notice. Then they cut their ear and burned some sausages and other meat to prank the MILF. And Emma acts with an Oscar-worthy performance. The MILF tries to call Jeffrey Epstein but the room was locked. Everybody gathers outside and commences the great escape. The kids climb up the wall and use a hanger as a zip line. And Ray said, "What about the other kids?" Then a flashback happens where Emma told young Dr. Phil about the ranch. Then Emma said, "I let Dr. Phil handle the situation over there and I'll come back here after 2 years." Then for some fucking reason, a figure of imagination of Norman keeps showing up and keeps telling Ray, "Lamau, I'm fucking smarter than you and I win." The MILF climbs up the wall and catches up with Emma, and she just lets her zip down and didn't even try to stop her. Well, you fucked up now, didn't ya?
I'm in danger.
Then a flashback happens where the MILF wasn't a MILF, where she simped for this kid who is good at fingering a guitar and tells him, "Hey, can you do that to my pussy?" "Not right now. I'm still practicing." Then the kid was sent off and it was the MILF's turn, and she trained to become a legit MILF. Years passed and she hears Ray singing her theme song, and Ray said, "Hey, where's dad and the milk?" Then the flashback ends and she said, "Go find your dads and get the milk." And she goes back to the house and tells young Dr. Phil that they've escaped the ranch. Then we cut back to the kids running and seeing the sunset for the first time outside the wall. This anime gets a 12 boxes of milk out of a missing dad.